Naomi and Ruth. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech. Elimelech. His wife's name, Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were sons. They were sons. Oh, okay. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. So, as it says, as it's giving us what time in in history, in what we know as our history, it's the time of the judges, basically, where in those days Israel had no king. Everyone did as he saw fit, and so in this case, these were people who were living in the country or in the area of Moab, for the Moabites. So let's continue to read. Now, Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion also died, and Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. So what did we just learn? We just learned this is the book of Ruth, and the name Ruth she was a Moabite. She was a Moabite woman. So not necessarily did she originally follow in the way, which was and under the law, follow Israel, and in Hebrew text and follow the law and commands. She was a Moabite. So this right here, it leads you off to start to get some understanding. For one, God can use anybody. Literally, God can utilize anyone. And when it comes to whatever we do in life, we are all to be loved. Even anybody that makes mistakes. And because we all make mistakes, even anybody that lives differently from us, because we, in their eyes, we live differently from them. And so everybody deserves, though, love. And everybody deserves, with love comes everything under it. Respect, giving out love to each other, trust, all of that, those key elements in love come out in us. And so we see here that Ruth was a Moabite, and we're going to see what exactly happens and why Ruth is so important. Let's continue to read. When she heard in Moab that the Lord had come to the aid of his people by providing food for them, Naomi and her daughters-in-law prepared to return home from there. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she had been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show kindness to you, as you have shown to your dead and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." That's very sweet. So the 2 women, Ruth and Orpah, were staying with Naomi. They were possibly, making sure she was comforted, making still being within the family. And, we have families, how important it is to be in a family, what tasks that need to be done, support. And so right here, Naomi, more than likely they had been through the grieving process of Naomi losing both of her sons. And so she's now giving her widowed daughters-in-law the chance to go ahead and, return to where they came from. And she's sending them off with a blessing. That says a lot. So these people, these two women who were not following, more than likely following the way, and originally they were seeing what it's like for someone who is following the way, who is following or believe in the Lord, and so, and having that faith, they're seeing that and how that person lives, how that person acts. So Naomi was grateful, and then she knew that it was time, that she didn't want to keep, these two daughters-in-law as widows the rest of her life. She didn't own them. She was like, God bless you. Go ahead and go to go to where you will be benefited. And so we can take a look at that today in ourselves as well. Do we reflect that we're having a walk? Are we having a walk with the Lord? Because I believe when we do, and it points out many times in the Bible throughout, when we really have that faith and we really have our relationship with the Lord, with Jesus, it shows, and other people can tell, and other people can see that from us. They can feel it. They can see it. They can tell a difference. They can tell that we're fulfilled, and that there's, and it's really weird because it's even happened to me, and I say really weird because it's just unexpectedly, right? And so somebody come up and they say, you seem like something, and like you're in your fulfillment, or and every single person seeks that, no matter what they are and what kind of background, what they do in life, whatever their choices are. Every single person seeks it, and what they seek is the fulfillment through Jesus. They don't know. They don't know. And so, and we don't know that they don't know. And so, as in, we don't know if they have a spiritual walk until they confess. They confess, and then we know. And the Lord provides us those opportunities as well. But the Lord uses us as an example. It uses myself as an example. And so whenever that happens, that is something that we may not know. God may reveal it to you, but we may not know that our relationship with the Lord affects other people around us. So what kind of, just reading over those, finding out that Ruth is a Moabite, and Orpah were Moabites, and Naomi was part of the tribe of Israel. And so her two sons married Moabite women. And so now that we know, and this whole book's going to be about Ruth and what's to come with Ruth, and how Naomi was being a reflection on how having a spiritual walk. What kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind about things that we've read? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?